David, enjoy. This is your life, or at least a part of it, right here.
We dragged him to the gym when, maybe he was 2 or 3 days old. I think he was in there in a crib, so he sort of grew up in the gym. As he went up through the age groups, he was never at the bottom, but he wasn't usually at the top either. And he was very small for his age, and his birthday was at the end of December, so he was almost always the youngest in his age group, so he would be the little tiny one with these big hulking boys. And in a way, I think that was good because there was no pressure. If you win early, there's always that pressure to keep winning, and he didn't have to deal with that really early. So
the Canadian men will start on the weakest of 6 events for them, the pommel horse, and this is the guy they call Mr. Dependable, Fall River, Nova Scotia's David Kikuchi.
It's very important to have a sure thing lead off. A first up hit means that the pressure is relieved for the other athletes.
Everyone had specific roles, and everyone had different jobs to do, and David's job was always the one to go up and hit his routine and just nail it.
Since he was one you could really count on, putting him up first sets the mood for the rest of the guys going up after, and making sure, okay, let's get the nerves out and have a solid performance for Canada. So he was able to handle that pressure of going up first and hitting the first routine for Canada.
David competed in 20 consecutive Canadian championships, winning second all-around 3 times and third all-around twice. He won back-to-back senior titles and competed in 5 world championships, contributing to the best ever results for Canada at the 2006 Worlds.
You'll see why, with his great difficulty and beautiful positions in that iron cross, pressing up to a Maltese, bounce back to an iron cross. They must hold these strength elements for at least 2 seconds. David has the most difficulty on the routine, and that will show in his score.
Determination and consistency. He trained every day, and as a gymnast, it doesn't feel good. The next day doesn't show up, but even bad day for David, the next day always show up.
David had a very good work ethic, going to school as well as training almost every day of the week for many hours here at the gym. So it's very tough, but he was able to do both at the same time, which is pretty incredible.
David doing a very interesting dismount. Quite original, double front with a full out. No other athletes competing that in this competition. It's a D skill.
A little smirk on his face there.
I remember Dave just being really, really relaxed and really calm, especially like during the warm-ups. Everybody would be quick to get on their vents and quick to, warm up all of their things. And David just kind of really took advantage of that time to really focus mentally.
he might go to warm up, stand under the rings, and just.
I am proud of him, and I'm happy for him. I didn't think he'll even make the national team 4 or 5 years ago, and then became national team. I didn't think he'll be an Olympic team, and he made it.
David competed in the 2004 and 2008 Olympics and rose to a ranking of 20th in the world in 2003 and in 2007.
We've had a few that have excelled on an individual event, but all around that was one of the highest placings, so we're really proud of him for that too.
He's very smart. He was very smart as an athlete, and now as a coach, he's always willing to help me out with whatever I need. And that's something I think that's really great. You have to have a good relationship with your coach. You have to get along and be able to talk to each other.
When we were competing kind of against each other, I would be ready to go up on my event, and David would make time to come over to me and wherever I was and just kind of give me those last minute pointers on what I had to do in my routine to make my routine better. When he was just about to go up on his event, he's always really tried to bring everybody up and make them do the best gymnastics and be the best competitors that they can be. A great example of someone that is always willing to help their teammates.
Our newest member of the Sport Hall of Fame, David Kikuchi. To present his plaque, one of the top gymnasts in the world, a protege of David's, and an ambassador for the Hall of Fame education program, Ellie Black. And for the pin, the man who coached David to a stellar career, and also a 2013 Builder inductee to the Hall, Mr. Tak Kikuchi. Yeah, we're good. You get this picture first. It's pretty cool. The guy who coached you and the athlete you know coach, sandwiching you, not bad, kind of serendipity. Pick something. We just saw a reel of highlight after highlight for you. What's the one to this day that resonates most with you?
I think the highlight of my career was at a world championship in 2003, and as a team we were trying to qualify to the Olympics, and for the first time in 24 years Canada qualified as a team to the 2004 Olympics, and that was a dream come true for all of us, and that was probably our best moment.
Yeah, I think gymnastics, it's at least in the top 3 of sports that require so much time, day after day, hour after hour. How do you do that?
Looking back, it was a lot of work, and but while I was doing it, it was just what I did, and I didn't feel like it was a big sacrifice, and it was just what I wanted to do, and I enjoyed it.
Can you talk about why it grabbed you and held you for so many years, and why you enjoyed what for other people would have been excruciating work?
Well, you've seen my dad, and he was my coach all the way through, but my mother is also a gymnastics coach, and so it really was a gymnastics family, and so that's just kind of what we did, and I enjoyed it, and I never needed to look anywhere else.
Can you tell me how the mindset changes, if at all, from being an athlete to now being a coach?
It's easier. I can get these guys. So I got a big crew over here. Thanks, guys, for coming. And I just want to mention Hugh Smith here. He was featured a lot in the video, and while I was competing, he was my main training partner. And so thank you. And so now I'm his coach, and he was just at the Worlds with Ellie and Valley, another one of our guys. But instead of having to do all the work myself, I can just think of it and get them to do it. So it's easier that way.
You imagine that they do it, right?
Yeah, hopefully,
Right.
Most of the time.
Folks, this is our newest inductee, both as an athlete and obviously as a great coach, David Kikuchi, ladies and gentlemen.